twakora kimu twapuraninga kwija twayetekanisa kwija baitu ngira nti batuyambire ebizibu bingi gamba nti obutukwikara mu byaro niwojja kusanga harimu kuswera otakaikire, harimu kutwara enda, harimu n'okwikara nti nitujya ha streets, harimu n'okusanga nti turemerwa muka twajja kwenjera gamba nka hanyanja gamba ki ebintu ebitakutwikaza turi muka.
Abavubuka tuli bangi mu byalo eyo gye tuva, abamu tebalina byakola, abaana abalala osanga nga batambula mu mabbala nga tebalina kyakola. Naye singa tuba tufunyeeyo nga bizinensi emwe kati nga salon, bagenda kukuŋŋaanyayo ko abawala nga 10 babaleete bayige nabo bafunemu ekyokukola. So ekyo nakyo singa kiba kizze kiba kisobola otuyamba naffe okwekuumira mu ekyo enkya ne tuba abantu ab'omugaso.
When I graduate, I want to work in big companies like Sino, Uganda.
Maze kale kufuna ka certificate kusaa kuba ningenda bunini nkora mu kampani yona ba industry bunini nkungura workshop yange.
Bwire buno nambere nkukora nyo obunyayizire nya decidinga kujja mu tailoring. Obunya decidingire kujja mu tailoring bwire buno ni hondi. Obutukuruga hanu kuso na aim yange yokugira nti ndaruga hanu ndikiseho tinkwenda batandika
wano kubanga batugamba emyezi eri 3 kati bwe naba nga nvudde wano ndina okugendako ku salons endala kubanga womba sirina capital mba nina okubeerayo nga bwentegeke waka abazadde bange nga banfunirayoko ekyokukola nange nga ndiri nga neeyongeramu ku biki bisimanyi.
So we do take these students after studying, we link up or we link them with some companies, we link them with workshops, and a good example like this year we did an assessment. It was in January, early January, and almost half of the students got jobs while they were still studying here. Because of what, we could send them to the garages, we send them to the workshop, these welding workshops, we send them to those people who are building, they be on sites, so students could be retained from there. For now, we are selected among the institute to provide a database for the oil and gas jobs. And we had to submit the database of students, of all the students who were trained from the day this institute started up to the present. We also take our trainers when there is an opportunity in like training in 3G, that is welding, 3G to 4G up to 6. We do take them. We coordinate with the UPIC, that is Uganda Petroleum Institute, Chigumba. Then with Sunmaker, we take our students there. They do what we call international certifications, and after they come back here.
Nga hairdressing si kyangu nnyo okufunayoko ku mukisa, naye abalenzi balina chances nnyingi. Zikye mbadde nsaba nga bwe ndi wa hairdressing sobola okufunayo omukisa kw'omuntu n'akwatako ku mukono n'anyongerako ku ekyo kyenjize nange nenvaayoko ng'abalala.
We wish that after this first, I can call it a first slot with Sinok, I wish that we get another slot, because we are having the opportunity in oil and gas, and mostly in Alberta region, but we are not having people to work in oil and gas. We were asked about because they want 20,000 workers, but we couldn't raise even 1,000. Reason, the training wasn't like, people did not engage in trainings, people who were competent, they were not there, so we could like get other people to fill those gaps. So I wish if we use Sino in order to create awareness and we give skills to these students.
mejor para hacerlo posible.
新年快乐，猪年吉祥。
The Uganda Chamber of Mines and Petroleum is a not-for-profit member-based organization that was founded in March 2010. The Chamber's purpose is to be the coordinating and facilitating center for information and administrative support to prospective and current investors in the mining and petroleum sectors in Uganda. It represents companies with active interest in the mining and petroleum sectors while promoting, encouraging, protecting and fostering responsible exploration in these sectors. Its primary goal is to create value for all stakeholders. The Chamber advocates for a beneficial business environment, creation of synergies and partnerships, information dissemination, and capacity enhancement for effective national content promotion. Membership in the Chamber is open to all players across the entire value chains of mining and petroleum. National content is our flagship, and at UCMP, we believe that together we can achieve more. To register, info@ucmp.ug or call +256 393 516 695. Uganda is full of many treasures, but there is one that connects us all, that helps us grow and devolve together to more wealth creation, better infrastructure, and better service delivery. That's why UNOC, the Uganda National Oil Company, is here to manage the commercial aspect of the petroleum sector on behalf of the state. UNOC, your partner in Uganda's oil and gas sector.
Built on a solid professional engineering foundation gained from several projects in various parts of Africa, today we are a leader in Uganda's engineering and infrastructure sector, applying global solutions in the delivery of local projects that are sustainable, reliable, effective, and grounded to quality. We have gained this through high-profile consultants assignments in sectors such as oil and gas, transportation, built environment, power and renewable energy, water, environmental and social considerations. With strategic partnerships, we are building a close network of both local and international associate companies. We are engineering the Ugandan future. ICS, delivering sustainable and appropriate local solutions with global expertise.
The construction sequence. The survey crew carefully surveys and stakes the right-of-way. Grading is conducted to provide a level surface for construction crews. Topsoil is stockpiled on the right-of-way boundary. A wheel ditcher or backhoe is utilized to form the trench. Stringing ensures that each piece of pipe is positioned accurately for the next phase. If needed, the pipe will be bent to accommodate elevation or horizontal changes. The welding crew weld each section of pipe together into one continuous length. The survey crew records data regarding the length of the assembled pipeline. For quality control, technicians inspect the welds using non-destructive testing. Each joint is coated by a coating head and then inspected. Installation of electric heat traced and fiber optic cables. The side booms move together to ease the pipe into the trench. The pipe trench is backfilled utilizing pad fill and overburden. Hydro testing ensures pipe integrity and that it is fit for service. The pipe trench and the associated land within the construction zone are contoured and revegetated. The restoration leaves a typical operational right-of-way.
Amanya ga Immaculate Naskompi. Kampuni eno y'omudumu vero yatandika nekakati weggweredde tuyina enkolagana nnungi. Byatandika afe twali tuli awo tulaba ab'amafuta nga bajja batandika okupima nga bapima ettaka nga bapima amayumba n'ebirime by'abantu ebyalimu. Kati feezi eyaddako yakujja kukola ki ne bajja ne babalirira ebintu byaffe ebyalimu. Bamala okubibalirira batugaa nti ebintu bamwe bijja bibasasula byonna ebirimu ennyumba byonna nga byali mu kitundu kyaffe. Buli omu kyalimu ekyakusiba omudumu gw'amafuta bajja ne batandika okubalirira bamala okubalirira twali tujja bagenda bazimbira mayumba batusengule batutwala eri ne bazimba ennyumba zaffe ne bazimala zigwa kati tusigadde kutusengula kutwala eri naye nga ffe tuli basanyufu nnyo nga bakola ki batugamba kubanga buli kimu kyonna kituweereddwa sente zaffe tuzifunye tuguze ebibanja n'ebintu ebirala nze baŋŋamba bakuwe ssente zonna ezaawamu naye mbagamba nedda nze njagala bakole ki njala banzimbire ne banzimbira ennyumba yange ne bansasa sente ezasigalayo nzikola ono wendi nina abaana bo abazzukulu abaana tebaliwo bano waliwo bazzukulu abaana bonna bali mu kibuga bazzukulu eninawo wano embeera simbi nnyo batuwadde amazzi batuwadde sola gamba bingi ningaffe ne batterayo n'akuuma akakwata laddu ate kye tutalina batukoze bulungi nnyo ebintu bingi nnyo ebinsanyusizza ate ebitali wamundi kuba kati eri ennyumba gyengenda ogenda mu nnyumba mpya ate yakitiibwa osanga kati nga nze omukadde saayisobodde kuzimba nnyumba ng'eyo buli kimu mwekiri amazzi weegali amasannyalaze weegali kuba sina kyenkola ki sina kyenjula n'ekimu era ndi musanyufu nnyo sinza ku bintu byebatuwadde ebiri mu nnyumba wano kampuni eno ey'omudumu ova lwe yatandika nekakati weggweredde tulina enkolagana nnungi ate balina abantu basanyufu bakolagana n'abantu era nze bukyabatandika kukola sirabangayo mukozi ali mu kitundu muno ng'akwewulirirako onyumye nabo nosanga abavubuka ngaabo jjajja maama ganowulira ganowunawe n'owulira essanyu
Buhuka Gravity Water Flow Scheme, it gets its name Gravity Flow since it has a reservoir at the escarpment where water flows through to the communities, the 5 villages, that is Kinacha, Basambu, Songa and Nsuzu, by gravity flow. There was an existing system, but having it there at top of the escarpment comes with its challenges, that the speed of water at that point is high. So the effectiveness of the treatment system is not really effective, that now over time the water is turbid that goes to the community, so we get complaints of diseases, dysentery, also there are issues with cholera.
We had a project scope mainly to design, construct and do rehabilitation. We've put up tanks, we've put up an intake point, we have the aerator, we have sedimentation, we have the clear water tank, we have put up a pump or guard house, and then we have a reservoir.
So this project comes in as an impact mitigation project, and it is funded by Sinok Uganda Limited, which contracted a local company called Samka Construction Limited, and they have put up a new system which now has several advantages, where water is collected and the speeds of the water is controlled, so it can go through the conventional treatment method. So at the moment, the villages are getting clean water.
Samuka ugamulungu ba leaders ba LOC1 ba LOC2 karachelo ku district magibedi meeting kadonge kwayo nya project ma eni mito juponja wiya mo makakeni mo ai village makakeni ungoni ai bor bi maru kelo expense kadongi kelo nying ma eno matong tong gam gwacho mito jukela wiya dek village ma eno matong tong majulong wa luonga biro training one iponjo wa kitemi kuro kopi eni kitima kana nyo enyo terek mochopo tiyo kodene na nyadoka kare macho.
Initially, the community was getting this kind of water. So when we came up, we then constructed the water treatment system. And over time, we've been trying to improve this water. Right now, when you go to the communities, this is the water that they are getting from the taps.
Well, this project was designed to last 25 years. In the year that I'm speaking in, that is 2022, the population is 7,000 approximately. And in the 25th year, we expect this system to still serve around 14,000, double this population.
Ofoyo sana ginutimo mukelo kopi I village mwa kauna wiya moden wanganyonga na kagibe tor kuni yeyo nam ukudi marach ube monde komge do nam ento kawoni onwango do nganyonga area ma eni piny marach wabe neno go pide waneno bino matar ofoyo wakesha ni kumbera mutimo wiwa ma eni.
A rig is a group of equipment that we assemble, we test, and then we commission or operationalize to help us dig the wells, have them under control, have them completed, and get them ready for the production phase to start.
We have built capacity to handle equipment from the ship up to the last mile in the Kingfisher. We start from having a CFS in Mombasa, a fully fledged office in the port. We have an ICD in Uganda here to do all customs clearance and handling. Then we have a handling yard that has all the equipment before you reach Kingfisher, which we are currently using in executing the COSU contract. That's the point where trucks arrive, checked, drivers have a rest, take a shower, and we check their readiness to go down the escarpment. And after delivery, because of congestion, they still have to turn back and spend the night in our facility in Hoima.
So the rig move, which is the job that we've done as DDG First, has involved over 600
All right.
different places from...
Good afternoon, everyone. Hello. I know it's going to be a tight one, this one. Digestion is taking place. But we're going to try and keep this as engaging as possible. We're going to start in about... DJ, just to give me, a little upbeat song, and I'll ask you to get to your feet. And just allow the food to go down to the feet. And while you do that, I want to see you. Who is East Africa's best dancer? Is it Uganda? Is it South Sudan? Is it Burundi, Rwanda? DJ, give me something a little bit upbeat. And members, get up, get up, get up, get up. While you do so, remember, how many compliments do you need a day? 7. So far, you've gotten 4. So in this little dance, I need you to get 2 more. And the last one, you will leave it for your significant other when you go home, okay? We don't want to overdo it. Are you ready? If your neighbor is still seated, nudge them up and let them get up. DJ, find me something a little bit upbeat. And let me see the delegates shake a leg while moving around and, complete your compliments for the day. Mr. DJ. All right, that's more like it. All right. I can see, is that Kenya? People representing. Jimmy, if Uganda is relying on you, I don't know. Things are bad. Come on. Yeah. I can see Japan is representing. Come on. Don't just dance. Move around, move around, move around. And give somebody a compliment. The best dancers will be highlighted on the screen. Cameramen, show me the best dancers. If you're on the screen, you need to up your game. Come on. Ah, yeah. South Sudan, I'm not feeling the vibe there. Some more, some more. Oh, yeah. Has the food... Which country is that? Which country is that? South Sudan. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for the best dancer for today. Thank you, Mr. DJ. I was going to get you to vote the best dancer, but South Sudan has, I don't know if he's from China or Japan. He has been imported. He's from South Sudan. Yeah, drinks on the house for you after this. Ladies and gentlemen, this afternoon we're going to do our best to squeeze time and ensure that sometimes it's called a graveyard shift. After a heavy lunch like that, the presenters coming after a bit worried. But worry not, they're all equal to the task. They're very lively. And what we're going to do right now is the country presentations, okay? And I'm going to invite Mr. Jimmy Mugerwa, CEO Zoram Uganda, just to return. And he's going to be a bit tough on you because he's going to drive you like a hard taskmaster so that we can ensure we keep time. Just so you know, after that, we'll release you to the breakout sessions. So go through the booklet and make your decisions now, because once we're in the breakout sessions, we will not return here. You'll be welcome to go to the cocktail. Last announcement, there will be a cocktail and there'll also be traffic jam outside. So the choice is yours. Thank you very much.
Thank you, MC. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Okay, great. Somebody even knows my name. Yeah, I think this is an important session, and I tell you why. We came to hear what our other East African partner states have as far as oil and gas is concerned. And the sessions we are going in is whereby the countries are telling us about the opportunities and the challenges. So I really beg that you put those phones away, put your laptops away, and listen to these distinguished speakers. The people giving us the status of the different projects are none other than the permanent secretaries in the different ministries of energy in the various countries. Let me start by inviting our own Engineer Irene Batebe, who is the permanent secretary in Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development. Let me also invite Mr. Feleshimi Muramba, the permanent secretary, Minister of Energy, United Republic of Tanzania. Karibuni. Let me invite Mr. Muhammad Liban, who is the Principal Secretary, Minister of Petroleum, Republic of Kenya. Tafadhali mpige makofi na nguvu. Asanteni. Let me invite the General Director representing the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Energy, Republic of Burundi, Mr. Nganikie. Bienvenue, monsieur. Let me invite the person representing the Undersecretary in the Ministry of Petroleum, Republic of South Sudan. Okay, he's not yet here. The way this is going to run, as I said, we're going to give them a chance to make the country presentations. They have promised me that they will do it 5 to 7 minutes, so I think we can wait for that. And I would like to start with Mr. Mramba from the Republic of Tanzania to give us a presentation. Karibu.
It's a PowerPoint. We are waiting for the PowerPoint. Okay, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you, that's better. Yes, now I invite you to a very brief presentation about what is happening in Tanzania. And very briefly, I will speak about the outline which I'm showing there. And to start with, you know Tanzania, but do you know that Tanzania is a united Republic of Tanzania with the two countries united? The first country called Tanganyika, the other one called Zanzibar. Tanganyika was independent in 1961 and Zanzibar in 1964. And in 1964, they united to form one country called the United Republic of Tanzania. And so it's a multi-party democracy system in Tanzania. The size of the country, 947,300 square kilometers, with a population of 61.7 million people. Okay, now let's come to the point. In Tanzania, there are many places with the potential of oil and gas, and the sedimentary basins of Tanzania makes 56% of the country. And for that matter, you can appreciate that the potential for hydrocarbons is huge given the size of the area. But also, so far, which has been a huge area where we don't know what is there. Now, the legal framework which governs our energy sector. Number one, we have the Energy Policy of 2015, Petroleum Act of 2015 again, income tax, which manages the income from petroleum and other resources. We have Environmental Management Act, Oil and Gas Revenue Management Act, Public Procurement Act, and some other legislatives which govern the industry. Now, institutional framework, we have the Ministry of Energy, which deals with the policies, formulate and supervise policies. We have PURA. PURA is the upstream regulator of oil and gas. And then we have EWURA. EWURA is downstream regulator of oil and gas. And then we have TPDC, it's the National Oil Company. And we have PBPA. PBPA is in charge of bulk procurement of oil. So it makes sure the country has sufficient oil by procuring it in bulk quantities. Now, the current exploration status of oil and gas in the country, Okay, the current status of, why is it moving without instructions? Right now, there are 11 licenses in various areas of the country, but as you can see the map, most of the explorations are done offshore and some few inshore, but also there are licenses around Lake Tanganyika, Lake Rukwa, Lake Natron, and other places in the country. And you will see that most of the discoveries happened offshore, where we have blocks 1, 2, and 4. But also we have areas like Songo, Kiliwani North, and Mnazi Bay. These are onshore areas with discoveries already done. Now here we are showing what is offshore and what is onshore. As you can see, the total amount of natural gas that has been discovered is 57.54 trillion cubic feet. Out of that, 10.41 is onshore and 47.13 is offshore. And I will explain about what we are doing with the offshore gas. But with the onshore gas, that is one which is powering our power supply in the country. As it was explained yesterday and sometime today, more than 62% of all power generation in the country now is generated from natural gas, which is equivalent to close to 1,100 megawatts. The rest comes from hydro and other sources, but you can see that the contribution of natural gas on power generation is significant, and all that comes from onshore sources. For offshore sources, we are now negotiating the LNG plant, which I will explain very soon. This is Songo Island, and it is an island which started generating or producing natural gas in the 1970s. And for now, it is still one of the key sources of natural gas in the country. Now, let me talk about the LNG project. As I said, more than 47 trillion cubic feet of natural gas which has been discovered in the country is in the deep seas. And for all that time, most of it was discovered in between 2010 to 2015. Now, for all this time, that resource was not developed. And it was not developed because it needs a lot of financial, technical, and other resources. But now we have almost concluded the negotiations with investors to start developing the LNG, the natural gas from the gaseous state into liquid state. And what we are doing now, we are going to transport that gas. After exploiting that gas from deep seas, we'll transport it by pipes into an area called Lindi onshore, and there we will put a liquefied natural gas plant where this gas will be converted into liquid, and then from there it can be transported for overseas markets. But according to the arrangement, 10% of all what we are going to process will remain in the country for use in the country. And by doing so, we will add to what is already within the country from onshore sources and so make sure that we have enough gas for local use, but also for other arrangements with neighboring countries, including Uganda, Kenya, and Zambia. This is a huge project. The estimated investment for this project is $42 billion, and that is, the negotiation is around there. So with that project, we think it's going to be one of the largest projects in East Africa, probably. As you can see, we have from midstream to downstream, we also have necessary infrastructure which is needed to see that whatever gas we exploit upstream is transported into the end users. And so here we need to have processing plants. We need to have the pipelines for transportation, and downstream we need to have pipelines for distribution. And right now we have a number of pipelines. One big pipeline from Mtwara to Dar es Salaam, 551 kilometers. We have another one from Songo to Dar es Salaam, and small branches in various places in Dar es Salaam. And so the total kilometers of all pipelines in the country, natural gas pipelines, is around 810 kilometers. So with that distribution, with that transportation process from upstream through midstream to downstream, we have also been able to distribute natural gas to households, whereby right now we have around 2,000 houses or households with natural gas infrastructure. But also we have converted close to 2,000 vehicles which are now using CNG, and we are proceeding to convert more vehicles with a plan now to start distributing CNG to more cities than Dar es Salaam. Okay, that is the transmission infrastructure, the one I said from Mtwara to Dar es Salaam. And here we are indicating the distribution network of natural gas. And those are the kilometers for distribution in Dar es Salaam, coastal regions, and Mtwara. But also we have a number of industries which are already connected with natural gas. And we think we will continue connecting more. And here, let me briefly talk about cross-border projects on natural gas. Number one is ECOP, which is very famous in this meeting, so I'll not talk about it. But we have Tazama. Tazama is a long time pipeline, but it's a pipeline which gives us a lot of lessons, even as we talk of our pipelines now. We have just negotiated with Zambia. They want to have a natural gas pipeline from Dar es Salaam to Lusaka. We are also in negotiations with our Kenya friends to have another pipeline from Dar es Salaam to Mombasa. And another one is a pipeline we have been negotiating, and we have started initial implementation stages of the pipeline from Uganda, from Dar es Salaam to Uganda. Now, we already signed MOUs for the two pipelines, Dar es Salaam to Mombasa and Tanzania, the other one to Uganda. And from there, we are now concluding few things before we move into the next stage. With ECOP, Tanzania, through TPDC, has 15% shares. It's going to cover 1,443 kilometers in Tanzania. It will have 6 pump stations, 4 of them will be in Tanzania. 2 pressure reduction stations, marine storage in Tanga, a marine storage terminal which is going to be in Chongoleani, Tanga, and a loading and offloading facilities in Tanga again. We have done a number of activities already. Early civil works for courtyard, main camps and pipe yards, and also in Chongoleani Marine Storage Terminal. We have almost concluded compensation of project affected persons, and the detailed final engineering designs are ongoing. Procuring of pipelines and long lead items are also at various stages. And of course, as you all know, the project financing process is under discussion. I don't think I need to explain about that chart, because we know that natural gas as source of energy for now, natural gas as source of power generation takes the lead in terms of the usage in the country. And then we have natural gas as source of energy directly powering industries. And also we have natural gas as feedstocks, where there are various intended uses of natural gas for production of urea, ammonia, and the other derivatives. Now, the available opportunities. By the end of this year, we expect to conduct the licensing round, and we believe that it's an opportunity for an interested party. The last time we did a licensing round was 2013. So after 10 years, we want to do it again. And we have many areas which are very potential. We believe it's a very good opportunity for interested parties to participate. So we think December or January, we will have the next licensing round. But we also offer opportunities for interested partnership in manufacturing of petrochemicals, fertilizers, etc., and the collaboration in exploration for oil and gas with our national oil company. By the way, our national oil company holds a number of licenses, and they have been inviting interested partners to participate in exploration. We are also planning to construct petroleum storage facilities, and so we invite interested parties, without forgetting transportation pipelines and distribution networks, especially in Dar es Salaam and the other major cities in the country. There are opportunities for manufacturing plants for natural gas transmission and distribution equipment. If you feel like to set a manufacturing plant for natural gas pipelines and other equipment, you are invited. There is also room for mini LNG transportation facilities, CNG stations, and CNG conversion workshops. As I said, we are now converting vehicles which were designed to use oil, and now they are using natural gas. And so a good number of interested investors have participated, but the room is still available if you feel as you are interested. And of course, LPG facilities, the opportunity is available. And finally, that is Mount Kilimanjaro. Thank you so much.
Thank you, PS, 57 TCF. Put it in context, Uganda, we have what? Have 500 BCF? These guys are 57 TCF. Those are probably how many? 12 LNG trains. So they're really, really doing $42 billion of investment. 3 pipelines already operating. CNG, so their taxis are probably going to use compressed natural gas as opposed to the fossil fuel, the diesel we're talking about. But I think the other interesting point for those of you who are in the room is that there is a licensing round coming after 10 years. So get ready to get some of those opportunities. Thank you very much, Bwana Mramba. That's a very interesting presentation. Let me invite the PS from Principal Secretary from Kenya. Karibu.
Where's the name? Where's this one?
Yes.
Where's it?
This and that, yeah.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm just waiting for, yeah. Petroleum sector projects, investments and opportunities, challenges and mitigation measures, and then I conclude. Kenya has a population of Somalia. Petroleum is basically what we do is develop a petroleum policy, ensure strategic petroleum stock management, both for the region and also for Kenya, ensure capacity development in oil and gas development, manage petroleum products importation and exports, licensing of petroleum marketing and handling, ensure quality control of petroleum products, promotion and marketing of oil and gas, investment opportunities, manage, commercialize, and market discovered oil and gas resources, develop and review of petroleum master plan. We have 3 petroleum sectors, just like what has been also mentioned by our counterparts in Tanzania. We have the upstream, we have the midstream, and we have the downstream. Of course, for this presentation, we are focusing the upstream, whereby we do the exploration and also drilling. Then downstream, of course, is for distribution and also service to our clients. The Department of Petroleum and the Ministry of Energy and Petroleum, we have the overview and history of petroleum in Kenya is dated back in 1950, exploration blocks. 7 of them are offshore and 14 of them are onshore. In 2006, we have 46 discoveries, 46 blocks. Out of that one, at least there was 1 discovery called Gamia 1. Then 2012 was actually when we have made some breakthrough with the tallow and also African oil and Total. Then we had 46 blocks at that time. 2016, we had 63 blocks. And then last year, we had at least Milima 1 offshore and also Lamu Basin, where we have discovered some prospects. Then so far, we have got about 13 hydrocarbons discoveries, which has been made up to date. 10 discoveries in blocks 10B and 13T in tertiary Rift Basin. We have 4 sedimentaries. One is the Rift Valley. The other one is a gas discovery in Bawa 1 well, Block 8 in offshore in Lamu Basin. Then we have oil, gas, and gas discoveries in Sandbad 1 well in Block 1, Block 10A offshore in Lamu still. Then gas discovery in Sala, well block in Anza, and then a gas discovery in Bongal in Anza area. So when I'm talking about those areas, the sedimentary areas, the potential area, we need to do is about Lami Basin, that is one, the one which is peak in color, which has an area of 261,000 kilometers squared. Mandera Basin, which is almost blue one, is about 43,000 kilometer square. Anza Basin, the one in green, is 81,000 square kilometer. The tertiary Rift Basin, that is where our potential is, the one in the Rift Valley, all the way maybe from Turkana down to Malindi, the area, Kajiado, touching the boundaries between TZ and Kenya. Then we have in total 63 blocks. Out of these 63 blocks, 12 of them are licensed by different IOMCs. Then out of the 63, 12 were licensed, 53 are still for grabs. I'm saying 43 for grabs, 50 for grabs means it is the areas we need, the investors to look at so that we'll be able to move together. It is an opportunity for those people who are here now. Then when we come to key petroleum sector projects, the picture you are seeing there is the South Rockchar in Turkana, where Talo is doing some good work there. Then South Rockchar development is a commercial oil discoveries which have been made in the blocks 10B and 13T with the tertiary basin, the one I've shown you. The blocks 10, 13B, and 13T are licensed to Kenya Joint Ventures. That is the Talo Oil Kenya BV. It's an operator accompanied by Africa Oil and Total Energies. EP, that the Fuel Development Plan to Energy and Petroleum Regulations, is part of the ministry in line with the Section 30A of the Petroleum Act 2019. EPRA is currently reviewing the FDP and will make recommendation to the Cabinet Secretary for approval. Petroleum Act 2019 requires the FDP to be ratified by Parliament before adoption. The year between 2012 to up to last year, that was about 10 years ago, Thalo, together with our partners, have been in that particular area. They were able to come up, with prospective areas of development. During that time, whatever maybe they came up with was not for commercial purposes. It was actually for marketing and also analyzing. So the fuel development plan, which is now submitted to us, is to be submitted to Parliament. When the Parliament approves it, then we'll be able to go to the next stage of final investment decisions, which will take about 1 year. Then after 1 year, we'll be able now to do the exploration. So hopefully, as Uganda is targeting to get, the first oil in 2025, Kenya is also expecting to get our first oil 2026 or 2027. So we are still catching up with you, and I'm sure this one will be a good investment for East African community from both sides. So this diagram is the first one is the estimated resources. These resources, they say that what we have underground is about close to 3 billion. That is 2.58 billion barrels. And if all goes well, then the recoveries will be about 504 million barrels. That is going to be added value, to our economy. We have got 6 polygons in this area. The one almost like page is about 6 of them. We have done already the survey what we are now doing in those 6 polygons is just inquiries about the lands so far. The other pink one is the prospect areas that we need maybe to look at as we move together. Then once we have the oil, you know, in in southern Lokichar, we have got also what we call Lamu-Lokichar pipeline. This one covers about 824 kilometers, all the way from Turkana up to Lamu port. This one transpasses through six counties. Already, out of the 829 kilometers, we have the only remaining part is about 90 kilometers, which has not been done because of some challenges we have. But so far, environmental social impact assessment has already been done. Awareness has been going on, and actually we are in the progress as far as, you know, the Lamu-Lokichar is concerned, because this one is a multi-agency project. The Ministry of Water, the Ministry of Land, and also other partners who are coming on board. There's also another area. We need to have opportunity for the others so that, you know, we can team up to make sure that, you know, we grow together as a team. Importation of petroleum products in Kenya, we usually import 100%. We don't have, you know, the crude oil. So the ministry is responsible for ensuring the security of supply of petroleum products both to Kenya and neighboring countries there. We usually secure, you know, our petroleum product through open tender system. For you to join, you know, OTS, you're supposed to get license from EPRA and the letter of credit from your own bank. Once that done, then you are able to join in getting, you know, whether we'll be getting supply or not. Initially, we have been doing the spot purchases for that. But as my minister explained this morning, we had challenges, you know, with getting, you know, dollars for our OMCs. Then the government has actually reverted to government through Petroleum Importation Regulation 2030-23 to make sure that there's no pressure, to ease pressure on the dollars so that our people will not get services. So that is the slight adjustment which was being done for the next 6 months, so that we'll be having the deferred LC after 6 months. So it will be at the discretion of the OMCs or the government to make sure that if they want to come back maybe to OTS or to proceed, that will be the evaluation after the 6 months. The aim is also to reduce, as I said, dollar demands and elevate the operation of the Kenya shillings. Another project we have is also the Kisumu jetty. You know that we get, you know, our product from Mombasa to Nairobi, to Nakuru, Eldoret, and Kisumu, and also to serve this part of the East African regions. That Kisumu jet has been now is operational in March this year, in collaboration with Muhati, the one we visited yesterday. I think that one will also, as my CS explained this morning, it will enhance our transportation, to enhance, you know, our capacity, to make sure that as a Eastern community, we'll be able to work together as a team. Another one is also uptake of liquid petroleum gas. This one is, we have 2 projects. One what we call Mwananchi Gas. Mwananchi Gas is a project which is carried out by National Oil in collaboration with the ministry to make sure that low-income, you know, houses, you know, will get, you know, LPG, because that one is in relation with climate change to make sure at least our environment is safe in that line. We are also targeting a public secondary school with about 5,000 public secondary schools. These schools are using charcoals, they use bricks. For this case, we have not started yet, but it is work in progress to ensure that our schools will get, you know, LPG, because that will be good for them, you know, at least. One is to prevent, you know, the environment from deforestation, Second is for good health of our children in school. So this one is just a diagram that is showing how we are going to supply the LGPs. Then natural gas development is a concept which has already been said by the PS Tanzania, that there's a bilateral negotiation between Kenya and Tanzania. The plan is under advanced stage. The group down there is our team, technical team, who went to Mombasa to Dar es Salaam 2 months ago, and they are able, to put their heads together to make sure that, we will be able to move this project together. So once, all the administrative and technical things is going to be ironed out, then we'll be able to sit together and focus on how we are going to implement on that one. But before implementation, the outcome of the report from Dar es Salaam was that we need to have a feasibility study for at least 1 year to ensure that how viable the project is. So we are still in agreement, we are still in discussion at high level. Once that one is being done, then we'll be able to move together. So we have got several regulations on petroleums. One is about upstream petroleum rights management and administrations, upstream petroleum operations, upstream and midstream safety and environment protection, midstream pipeline and storage operations, licenses of petroleum road transportation and business, local content for oil and gas. All these regulations are in draft forms, and as I'm speaking now, our technical team, the lawyers, are working on it to make sure that they are going to be implemented as we also target, for the project to move ahead. The investment opportunities